You are not heartbroken. You're just a teenager. Let's talk about it. I think about how I would handle my kids in the future when they're going through a breakup, when they're 16 and they feel like their life is over, that there's nothing good ever to come ever again. And I've thought about this a lot. And here is what I would say. Nothing. I would say nothing, because when you're going through a breakup, do you want to hear about how you can make yourself feel better? No, absolutely not. Or at least not right away. You're going to want to feel seen and heard, and the best way to do that is to talk and to listen. But what happens when the pity starts to kick in and it just seems like that complaining just never seems to end? If you go through a breakup and your life feels like a black hole and all you can think about is how you could have done better or what you can do to get them back, so what would I say then? I've also thought about this a lot, and I've realized that I would ask questions and I would refrain from statements. Because moving on from a relationship, losing someone that you loved, is not about hearing how it makes somebody else feel or someone else telling you how you should feel. It's realizing how you actually feel. We can get so lost in the sadness sometimes that it can feel like a drug. It can feel like we'll never get out, that our lives are over and that we are forever stuck, and that your heart is broken and, well, it's never going to get fixed. But that's not true. You're just a teenager. And if you're watching this and you're older, then you're just living life. So the best way to get someone to understand how they feel is ask them questions. Now, I'm just a random person on the internet, so let me tell you a little personal fact about me. We're going deep diving right in. This is something that I would never share, but I'm sharing it with you today. I was a shy kid. I could not talk to people. I could not look at people. I would literally just start sweating at the thought of talking to a girl.
Wow, okay.
Embarrassing, I know. And I always had the hardest time talking to people because I felt like I never had the courage, because I never knew what to say. And then I realized that I am nervous because I'm making it about me. I'm so focused on what do I say, what's my response, and I'm not focused on how they feel. I'm not focused on the fact that it's a conversation. If we ask questions, it takes the focus off of us and creates a conversation. So if you don't know what to say when someone's going through a breakup, don't say anything and just ask about it. And if you don't know what to ask them, here are a few questions. But now I want you to pay attention and to see if you can notice one common thing in every question. 1, what about your ex made you feel loved? 2, what is a memory that you will always remember? What was something that made you feel happy? And 3, not just what they said, but why do you think the relationship ended? So, what'd you notice? Yep, they are all positive. And I know you're here on this video probably because you're not in a positive mindset, but yeah, that's who I am. Because even after days, weeks, months, years after a breakup, negativity is not what somebody needs in order to realize that they need to move on. It's about appreciating where they were and realizing where they are. So this is mainly advice towards helping somebody else go through a breakup, as if maybe I'm a parent in the future. Crossing fingers. And I'm helping my teenager. But if you are a teenager watching this right now and you're going through a breakup, I just want to remind you that you're allowed to, which I know doesn't seem like advice, but when I was your age, I'm 28 now for reference, I always felt like my emotions were getting in the way of other people. I felt like an inconvenience. I felt like I didn't matter. And I felt like when I did share, I was oversharing. Have you ever felt like that? So even though this is a video directed at your friends or others helping you, I hope it helps you realize how you deserve to be treated as well. Because when you're going through an emotional time in your life, what makes it all seem doable, possible to see the end, the light at the tunnel, is about the people that you surround yourself with. I know breakups may ruin things at school. You may be a little bit awkward in your friend group, but as cheesy as it sounds, you have your parents, you have your best friend. And if you have any interest and you have a chance to join a community or a sports team or a club and meet new people. A breakup may seem like the end of the world, but it can also seem like the entrance into a brand new life. So even though I said I would say nothing when giving advice, I don't want to leave you hanging. So if I was going through a breakup, which I definitely have in the past, here are the 3 things that I would do right away and why. 1, I would allow myself to feel bad. A lot of advice videos just tell you that you need to move on right away. But nobody wants to do that. That is never the first thing that anyone wants to do. The first thing we do is feel absolute garbage about ourselves. And we can't help but want them back and feel like we are the problem. That's the first thing we do. This is literally just about going through the emotions of a breakup. Because you are absolutely allowed to But when you feel a little tired of that, that's when we move on to number 2. Throw it away. Whether it's a toothbrush, an elastic, a cozy hoodie, throw it away. It's not to say that the love isn't there or that they won't come back into your life, but when they do, if they do, they need to come back different. And that toothbrush or elastic or cozy hoodie will remind you how they used to treat you, how they used to love you. And if they come back, they need to be better. Number 3, be the difference. After a breakup, we want our lives to change. But we can't just sit around and wait for that to happen, because you're going to get a change that you don't want. So if you want to make the difference in your life, you need to be the difference. Join a run club or a book club. Start to cook all your meals. If you missed your best friend, text them. I'm not telling you to be an alpha male. I'm here to tell you to be in charge of your life before it takes charge of you. And I know you all need to hear this because we're a lot more similar than we think. But please remember, you are worth it. You are worth the time, you are worth the effort, you are worth the love. And I don't want you to forget that. So if you have enjoyed this video, then I encourage you to join the family and hit the subscribe button. And I will see you next week. Stay you.